man, this bike is so big. Holy cow. Alright, what is up YouTube? Today I'm riding the 2023 Harley-Davidson Breakout 117 cubic inch. First impressions, this is a massive bike. It definitely feels huge when I'm sitting on it, and there's a lot of weight to it. And then going around a corner, it definitely requires a lot more push to get this bike to lean over. It's got a big rear tire. Oh, let's see the suspension. Yeah, there's some pretty firm suspension there. Once you're at speed though, feels pretty good. It's comfortable. But yeah, this is a massive bike. This is just a massive cruiser. Now I rode this bike back in like 2016 or 2017, so I haven't ridden this bike for a while, but I wanted to try it because I know this is one of their muscle cruisers. So it's got the 117 cubic inch engine, and it sounds pretty good so far. It's got a nice little rumble to it. Definitely sounds better than the other stock Harleys that I've ridden so far. Barely touched that throttle and I'm holding on. But yeah, going through that low speed turn earlier, I really had to counter steer because I was not used to how much steering input it requires. So I think part of it is the big rear tire, and part of it is maybe the rake of the front wheel there. So coming to a stop here, it's I wouldn't say it's easy to balance. Really, it's a very heavy bike. At a stop here, it feels heavy. So you definitely feel the weight and the size of it. Give it some revs here. Sounds good. I like this. This is like a dream bike for me almost. It's a muscle cruiser. Now I'm 5'11". You can see my seating position here. My feet are flat on the ground and pretty low seat height, so I think this would probably fit most people. Although you do want to be strong enough to balance and hold this bike up, that's for sure. Letting out the clutch. I like the clutch engagement. It's very easy. The bike has so much torque. You just let off the clutch and it pretty much starts rolling on its own almost. And so that little acceleration, the power is it's just so much torque. And it just sounds so good for a stock bike. I really like the sound. It's got a deep grumble to it. This is what Harley feels like to me. This is like the perfect embodiment of what a Harley should be and could be and is. There's quite a bit of vibrations in the handlebars. So let's shift up here. Okay, so we're at third gear and it was vibrating quite a bit. Fourth gear, very smooth. We're going 43 miles an hour. Going to fifth gear, we're at 1800 RPM, so we're pretty low in the RPM. I wouldn't say we're lugging it, but you can definitely get rid of the vibrations by going to a higher gear and lowering the RPM count. Even in fifth gear, lugging it a little bit, it's got some power. It'll still give you the power. Still pull here. Shifting is very clunky, but it feels like a planned clunk. It feels like they made it this way so that it's very rough. It feels rough to ride in a good way. The gear shifts go into gear and it clunks into gear and everything's just very mechanical feeling. I like that part of it, honestly. Very solid gear shifts. The clutch is pretty heavy, although when it bites, it actually bites pretty easily. So it doesn't bite super hard. it's a fairly decent bite on the clutch there. The brakes, the brake lever is shaped in a way that allows you to grab it easily. You can see the dip here, and so the brakes are a little touchy. Like, I barely have to move the brake lever here, and it'll give you brakes here. Haven't really had a chance to use the rear brake because it's kind of hidden by this air filter. So when you're riding here, your leg is resting pretty close to the air filter. It's not really going to get hot there. It just might get uncomfortable after a while. You might have to really use the edge of the peg here, and then I don't know if it's in the way of the rear brake or not. The little digital display here only has speed, RPM, and gas gauge, so very simple bike. Not too much technology compared to the other ones. Oh my goodness, that's so much power. Just stupid amount of power. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's amazing. Oh man. I just want to scream. I just want to scream from how hard that pulls. Holy cow. That's amazing. And the sound is part of the experience. I think the sound helps too. But yeah, it's definitely fast. Wow. So yeah, low speeds here, it's not too bad. It's not too hard to manage. See, I can keep it in a straight line here. So with the big rear tire, the wide rear tires, it feels like it's more stable of a ride. And so when you're going down the road, you don't have to constantly go left or right. It's more just straight line speed. So yeah, this bike is not too hot on technology. I mean, obviously it's got a few things. It's got cruise control. Alright, so we're in second gear here. Good amount of vibrations. So I'm going to take this corner here, give it a little bit of rear brake. See, leaning it over there, I scraped the peg, and it's a little harder to lean over. Oh my goodness, so much power. So I scraped pegs there. You really have to push it through the corners. It doesn't want to lean over. So this would be a great highway cruiser. I wouldn't really recommend this for the twisties or any spirited riding. And once you ride the bike a little bit more, you kind of learn how much you can lean it over and how much you really need to push to lean it over. And this bike, yeah, you definitely have to push, give it a lot of counter steer. It's not one for handling, that's for sure. But I still like it though. I'm having fun riding this thing. This is exactly what I feel like riding a Harley should be and is. Now this bike does have ABS, so that is nice. I think on a bigger bike like this, it would be really nice to have ABS. You can really slow the bike down as hard as you need to without worrying about locking up the bike. Since it's a heavier bike, you know, you do want to use more brake input, and so having ABS just helps with that. So the rear brake, yeah, you do have to push it down a little bit. The air filter does get in the way a little bit. You have to wrap your leg around the air filter there. I don't really like how the turn signals are on both sides there. So I'm going around a corner here, so I'm taking it easy. Oh my goodness, yeah. So much power, wow. The torque down low is just so strong. I have to lean forward when I accelerate just because of how powerful it is. But yeah, on that last corner there, I definitely took it less speed because it requires more push through the turn, push on the handlebars. So I gave it a little bit less speed this time and was able to shorten my turning radius there. Like I was saying though, The rear brake, you do have to kind of wrap your foot around the air filter, so it does kind of get in the way, but it's not terrible. I mean, like, I can bump my shin on the air filter if I reach for the brakes too hard, if I don't do it correctly. So just something to consider with this bike. It's a little bit tricky on the ergonomics. Now the seating position is fairly upright, and as you can see, the bars are a little bit higher than I'm used to, and so my arms are outstretched. My arms are pretty much all the way outstretched. It's a little bit of a clamshell position with the forward foot controls and the wide handlebars, wide and tall. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a clamshell position, and you're a little bit outstretched. It's pretty comfortable so far. The seat is very comfortable, soft, just enough an amount of support. It's got a little dip in it to keep you from sliding off the back. On this bike, I think you need it just from the sheer power. So we're letting out the clutch and barely giving it gas here, and it takes up. It's got the torque for it. I do like the gear shifting though. It's satisfying, and it just lets you know that you got into the correct gear and you shifted. So like going through the gear, shifting, getting back on the throttle is just pretty fun. Downshifts are fairly smooth. I mean, you probably have to rev match a little bit more on this bike. I would love to rent one of these for the day and just rip around town, maybe go on a road trip. I wouldn't take it to any twisties, honestly. This is more of a straight line speed and power kind of bike. It doesn't really like to turn like we've seen, but I think the selling point here is the engine. The 117 cubic inch engine just has so much torque, so much power, any rev range, any RPM, so much power. And so yeah, I would call this a muscle cruiser because it's just raw, it's mean, it's fun to ride. It gives you that real old Harley experience where everything's rough and mechanical, but you still get a little bit of technology, ABS, cruise control. And the suspension is fairly firm. At the beginning of the ride, I hit some bumps there and I could barely talk. So the rear suspension is firm. Front suspension has a little bit of dive, not too bad though. It's not very soft, so that's good. I like how they made it fairly firm. Let's give it a few more revs here. Sounds so good. Alright, so we're going to do this in first gear here. I'm going to take it slow. Bike doesn't like a ton of leaning. Try not to scrape anything. See, that wasn't too bad. It's actually fairly smooth on and off the throttle. Not as smooth as the Nightster and the Sportster S. It's fairly smooth. Like, I can go around corners in first gear and not worry about giving it too much throttle or being jerky with it. But yeah, definitely not a handling bike. This is a straight line power cruiser, muscle cruiser. Yeah, overall I had so much fun on this bike.